conversation, a review of some of the highlights in 2021, the OnePlay Plus original with me today, Kenipa. Joining me on today's conversation is Kobby Kyei, one of Ghana's favorite blogger. He has seen a lot the year 2021. I mean, if you follow his pages, you will know that he's working on Wejuma. You're welcome to OnePlay Africa, and this is the conversation. I think it's the first one I'm hosting.
Yes.
That is something.
Yes. First ever.
Yeah. But we'll go way back.
Way back.
Let's talk about you 2021. I think you've had a good 2021 though.
Thank you.
You've been traveling. Let's talk about your first travel, the experience. You know what? Let's reminisce to your first travels. Which country? Was it South Africa?
Yes.
Okay. What was the experience like? First time?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to say a very good morning, afternoon, evening. I don't know where people are watching at the time. So greetings to everyone out there. Yourself, you're doing so well, your boss, and anytime that I have the opportunity to meet him anywhere, I mean, I salute him for also making an impact in my life. So big shout out to Nanaya, really do the entire team at OnePlay. My first, we are all working, and so anytime that you're working, you also pray to God that you have the experience outside your comfort zone so that at least you learn what is happening in the other world. So 2020, I pray to God that going into 2021, at least God should bless me so that I can travel to have experience, also add something to my work. So I think the first travel was to South Africa, and it came as a very positive one because when I was going, I told God that God should direct my way so that, I'm all about making an impact. So when I stepped foot into South Africa, things should just work for me. So I got there, I connected myself. I had the opportunity. My first interview was to interview the High Commissioner from Ghana to South Africa, His Excellency Charles Oredu. He invited me to his office. I met him, had a conversation about the whole industry. I had the opportunity to also interview him, talk about entertainment and how he asked him, the ambassador in South Africa, his plans and collaboration between South African creatives and that of Ghana. And he made mention of the fact that there's been the likes of Samini, D Black, who are always there back and forth to have a conversation. Because a lot of you notice that most of our artists go to South Africa to shoot music videos.
Yeah.
And so, these are all conversations that are also speaking about government. You notice are also parts of the people who are making noise about fix the country. So I posed a question to him on how he thinks about the whole fix the country. And I think that was also a very, very, very great discussion I had with him. The fact that they've remained positive in building the nation Ghana.
Yeah.
But sometimes when they come into power, they have a lot of issues here and there. And so from there, I think I had the opportunity to also interview the ambassador from Ghana to Zambia. From South Africa to Zambia is quite close, so I met him over there in South Africa. I also interviewed him. And I also visited Trace TV. The DSTV headquarters is in South Africa, so I had the opportunity to also interview one of the key players when it comes to Trace in South Africa, and the conversation about content. And I posed a question again about what really qualifies to, which video qualifies to be on Trace. And he mentioned about content, how, the video quality, the fact that artists should go all out to be creative with their works and also invest in their creatives. In Ghana here, we've heard artists saying that for them to invest in the music video, they'll probably go buy a piece of land, which is quite ridiculous. But if you want to position your craft more and if you want to have that international appeal to let people see, because visuals represent your image and your brand. And so if someone is in, say, India and he's not had the opportunity to speak to, say, Kidi or Kwame Joke and Promise, your video sends a signal to the rest of the world that this is who you are and how you represent yourself in your country. So South Africa was a beautiful, I had the opportunity to also taste their food. I was in Joburg, Santon, so it was a wonderful experience. The fact that I was able to interview all these dignitaries and also learn something for myself. One key thing that I also noticed, I took my time consciously to listen to their media landscape. One of the beautiful things is that their resource people or the resource persons that came on every platform were knowledgeable, they know what they are doing. It's not just about jokes and mimics. They were serious about their works. And I also asked the people that hosted me, big shout out to Julia, and he said, yo, in this country, you notice that some trivia stories will trend on our media landscape for like a week or two. It doesn't work that way in the outside world. I mean, there are a lot of
it's like we put premium on
exactly,
trivia things in the nation.
Exactly. So you notice that someone is fighting someone and will go live on Facebook to disrespect someone. And we pick content to be on TV and radio to have a discussion on it. For me, I think that it is very healthy. So these are things that we all learn. I mean, growing up as a child, listening to radio and TV in Ghana, it was a whole different thing. But now it looks as if the narrative is changing to more of sensationalism and all that. So I think that's a few things that I learned in South Africa my first trip.
That was not your first. I mean, your only trip in the year 2021. You had other trips. Let's talk about some of the impactful moments you had on those trips too.
I remember even before I traveled, I've had people calling me international blogger. For me, I didn't know why they were calling me that, because perhaps looking at the remarks that came, my content and how I represent myself online looks as though I've even traveled before, because I do a lot of research when it comes to my content. And so I visited France. I mean, big shout out to Wale, Anne-Sophie, the ambassador, and quite a number of people who. So my first trip was actually to travel to France. So it was a whole team of people to France to go and have like a conference. But the conference was shifted to next year, 2022, because of COVID. So I said, let me just go on my own ticket to just go and explore. So luckily from when I got there, I met Jackie Apia, I met the Graft, Sami producer, I met Nana Yabua, actor from Kumasi, and Kasum. And I mean, so I had to join them to create content. And so for me, it was very impactful. The fact that moving away from Ghana to France to learn, I mean, they weren't alone.
Right.
You understand? And meeting new people and tapping into knowledge. One of the things that we seem not to forget, speaking to people to tap into their mindset alone is impact. If I meet you and I speak to you and I know the kind of person you are, I'm learning, I'm taking something from you. And environment. We all know how environment plays a factor in everything that we do. That is why you can't compare a child who grew up around, say, Nima to Islington. I mean,
that's true.
Yes, I'm not saying that. Probably
you don't have to defend it.
Yes,
it's true.
Exactly. So you know that the environment plays a role. That is why everybody wants to change their environment as they grow.
Yeah.
It will be you want to not change the environment to stay. Exactly. Yeah. So for me, the fact that I was able to change the environment from Ghana to South Africa, back to Ghana, back to France, alone has given me a different perception about life and how people behave. And in relation to my work, the media landscape, it's a whole different thing.
Yes, you were talking about.
Yes, so France also brought its own experience. And one interesting thing is that when I got to the airports, I remember I posted a big shout out to my French teacher way back in junior high school, because now I valued it. I had to cut my mouth back. I mean, how I wasn't taking my French lessons serious. Because at every point, someone is asking me, Mesue, Savai, and all those. I mean, we know the minor ones. But you notice that they are so proud of their language that they don't give a damn about English. It's about French. And so another lesson is, let's hold on to our language. We know that English is a universal language. But then again, let's also try as much as possible to also push our language. And so I learned a lot. It was a beautiful experience, and I think in a way has also added some value to my brand, because if our artists travel outside perform, yes, then we need to be international performing artists. So if by those days I'm able to also travel across borders to also do, to do my blogging stuff out there.
So you're an international blogger, as they were projecting.
Yes. So I think by God's grace.
That's congratulations. I think I can start the conversation from an international platform too. You know, the year 2021, some of our artists, let me case point with Kidi and Amare, they had some of their songs charting on international platforms. Let's talk about that and what even worked for them the year under review. Was it in your opinion, what worked for especially these two artists? Because I know Kiddy and Amare, most of them they found themselves on the official UK Afrobeat charts and other very international Billboard charts and those. What happened? What happened for them?
So I will try and break it down. Number one, I want to say a big shout out to Kiddy and Amare for one, not giving up on their talents. Because at the end of the day, regardless of the platform that they got, they work so hard. Kiddy worked so hard, Amare. So big shout out to Kiddy, Amare, and the team. When I say team, and their team, the record label that they joined, Lens Entertainment and that of Amare. Secondly, I want to also say a big shout out to the Ghanaian media, because it looks as though when our artists get those international recognition, then we begin to give shout out to those out there, but we forgot that Kiddy came from somewhere. It was the Ghanaian media that supported him throughout his career, his journey for him to even got to that level. So the whole entire media, bloggers, the traditional media, newspapers, everyone, I mean from Ghana, that pushed all these artists to be recognized. Now, for you to get to that platform or get your song globally and to be accepted, your song must be of good quality. I am from a musical background, so I know what I'm talking about. There are songs that can blow if even they are not of that standard, the sound quality and all that. But you notice that we will try going but will come back, or even within a short period of time, the song will sink. But if the song, number one, the quality is good in terms of the production, in terms of the song arrangements, and when you listen to Amare and Kiddy, their music arrangements, the production, content, voice, everything is just on point. And so naturally, the song will go because of its quality. Kiddy's Touch It, Say Cheese are still banging globally. That's not falling.
Yeah. Kiddy, especially the Touch It.
Exactly.
The most recent. I know the maiden edition of the official UK Afrobeat charts, Say Cheese, actually was number 15. The maiden edition, and then it went out, yes. And then later, and I know that Kiddy took the Touch It too is doing very well on that chart too, yeah. And
so good music travel itself, regardless of all those clocks. I'll come to that. But good music automatically travel itself. When you listen to, when you watch Kiddy's page, you notice that he's posting content from India, girls dancing to it from all parts of the corners, the world that people, I'm sure that people even don't know that. I went to France, I met one white lady, she doesn't know where Ghana is. Only on Ghana. Yes. Nobody's in France, she don't know Ghana. But music has been able to travel. So it means that Kiddy is indirectly even putting Ghana on the map. And so because of quality music, the music, so if let's say I am from the Philippines and I hear Touch It, because it is good music, I don't even care who composed it. I like the music, so good music. So I think that we must also encourage our artists to put in much effort. Again, it's the plugins, distribution. That's also another factor. Because then if Kiddy or those days or like 2-3 years ago will release a song and Lens Entertainment will just have to do the plugin, limited it to say Africa, Nigeria and Togo. He was signed to Sony. I don't know, he has some negotiation.
Made in New York and then Empire.
Empire, exactly. So look at the magnitude of these people and how they can push the song beyond. And so one of the things again that helped them was the fact that they got all these people on board. These people have plugs worldwide. And so if the song should get into the Philippines, India, Europe, it means that there was that connection. And every artist's dream is to get a song banging globally. So for me, I think that...
I think I can add Jackie to this list.
Jackie exactly. This list, yeah. I think Jackie also did amazingly well. So big shout out to Jackie and the team and all that for putting... Because when you look at 2021, it looks as if obviously our artists had that international recognition. And even, Black Shade with Burna Boy and all that. So I think it was a beautiful year for them, Jackie and all that.
Don't look me like zombie, don't play with me. I know Bilu do what you be, don't play with me. Yo people, these are the original AK songstress. the Dancehall Empress, the Don Dana, and you're watching OnePlay Africa. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
The kind of plugins too that these artists also had, because I know Jackie too is either Panoche is with Sony.
Sony, yeah.
So these plugins also really work in favor of these artists.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Because when you look at, I mean, over the years we've seen the fan base or social media users always, I mean, on our artists telling them to do the plugins, because if we are in a country where I mean, foreigners who have their songs trending on iTunes and on all pubs, we see the fans tweeting to the artists or the artists that do plugin, do. That's why the Sack Nation were happy when they saw Sakura travel to do the African tour. And so it still makes sense for an artist, regardless, not to be so comfort as where you are at your zone. And so for all these songs to make hits globally, it means that one is good for the artist. It is good also for the industry at large. That is how come that we all need to support our artists. If they are going to get people to do the plugins for them and they'll get to, I mean, that level of recognition, I think will help not the artists again, but I mean the entire industry.
I think one thing we also saw in 2021 was artists now signing more distribution deals, or even publishing deals with these platforms like the Sony. I know Sakode did distribution with Sony, and are we foreseeing more of that in 2022, and how did they even help their industry as a whole in 2021?
I think it came from the background of their songs not getting that recognition, especially in Africa. Because, for instance, if I'm an artist in Ghana and I have a song, a record out, and it's not even making waves in Nigeria, it's a sick. It's not making waves in Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, all these, I mean, countries around us,
neighboring countries,
environment or African countries around us. That is something that we need to sit down to think about. And the only solution is not probably signing a record deal, but having a distribution deal. I think that will kind of put our artists in a more safer.
What's the difference?
I mean, yes, so it just, I think it explains itself. When you are signed at a record label, you know what it entails to be at a record label. I mean, they detect for you. I mean, you know, they are doing almost like a 90% thing for you. But in distribution, you have your songs out and they take the content to the consumer. So when they take the music to the consumer, then while you're wondering what the phone wherever, maybe I'm going to market this phone for you, I'm going to market this music for you. Then you strike a percentage. What am I going to get? You the artist, what are you also going to get? So I think that is also helping. Just come from my products, and not just me, the entire artist, to tell me what to wear and where not to come out, and we have an interview here and all that. Just give me quality products, the music, and I'll just go and sell the music for you. I think that is the best deal now. And for Sakode to even do that, Sakode himself sat down with him and noticed that even though I'm the best rap act in Africa, I still need my music to penetrate, not just necessarily going to sign for a label, but I need to get people who are responsible of distributing music. So in 2022, our artists should do that. They should open up, have a discussion with a distribution company so that they can, make sure that they push their music worldwide. And yes, we always remain local champions.
Yeah, so as we're saying, the distribution and all of those things, being part of a blog that works so that at least the music, once you are done, it can move. Now, I think in 2021 or 2022, what we should be talking about is how these artists should even know that, people actually think that when you hear Sony, it's just our distribution. You don't know that it's actually like a record label that is functions, just that it also has a distribution, a publishing with all those kind of things. What do these artists need to know in 2022 to be able to sign even the right deals to get their songs to the right places as part of the blogging system?
Number one, education. Because in every field, you need education, whether formal or informal. And I think off camera, we're even talking, and I mentioned to you that not all artists are blessed to have that knowledge when it comes to the music business. That is why some people have backup. I mean, they have they have one person in their team or people around the table who really will direct them to say that let's go into this job. This one is not right. Let's do this. Let's do this. And so, if even that alone, you the artist even have to even understand them. You need to still have the knowledge. So, in 2022, what our advice or what our tell our artists, especially with up and coming artists, is to do more research online, speak to people. If they have opportunity to meet the likes of Stoneboy, Sarkodie, Shatta, Medical, and all these great people, the conversation should sometimes move away from collaboration and ask them questions, push them. How can we get our music out there? How can we get people to come on board to distribute our music? There should be that sort of, and again, I think that over the years, I've seen a lot of people or entities coming out to organize workshops, seminars about the music business, distribution. But hardly will you even see our artists, especially sometimes. I mean, it breaks my heart to see a lot of campaigns or workshops or conferences about our music. VJME, I mean, they've been organizing quite a few of them. Musica, Gambro, all these people have been organizing it. Three Music, but ask yourself, do they go to listen to some of these speeches? So 2022, as part of your year plan as an artist, make sure that you sit with your team to know that this year we do the music. Because if you cook the food and it is for the public and you are not making it available for the people to come and buy the food, you're never call them.
That's true.
So you need to first of all get the education, because I mean, like you said, Sunday is not just a local label, they have other functions. And so make sure that you get the education. Even speaking to people alone is a plugin. I'm not sure Sarkodie will close his door to tell you that, oh, I won't give you a direct contact to people or persons who can help you distribute the music for you. No. I'm sure it has, as a result of his whole meeting with the ego problem.
I feel like even if you don't want to even ask Sarkodie has been tweeting a particular link, CQ Media.
Yes.
That's what you just go and check out what they do and then send about you. I feel like you can always
education. You understand? So in 2022, I mean, if you want your music to get out there globally, distribution for them to get your song out there on all major platforms, make sure that you have some level of education to it, connect with people, and I think that'll be the best way. Education is really my problem.
Okay, I think education is a problem of the whole of Ghana, not just the whole of Ghana. Education from the top to the down, it's a problem. Thank you so much for joining on the conversation. I know that next time you and I will meet and we'll have another conversation, but in this conversation we have to wrap up here for obvious reasons. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Please drop your comments if you concur with what he said. Please let us know in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. He's an international blogger. You can find him on all social media platforms at Kobby Kyei everywhere. Follow him and please follow his work. He teaches a lot of history going on his page that you should really learn. Thank you so much for watching, and I am Kobby Kyei. If there's anything you have to do it now.
OnePlay. Add class to your music.